Hey, it's LJ. Today I'm going to be the TMI versus TID versus TDA. I've seen some booktubers do, the ones who are actually good at this, not the fakers like me. I'm going to do it completely based on these questions, not on what series is my particular favorite, but I have a feeling I know which one's gonna win. The first question is best protagonist. So we got Clary Fairchild, Frey, Morgenstern, Clary Fairchild from the Mortal Instruments. So we have Clary, the OG. I feel like Clary is often very underrated as not a lot of people like her, at least at first. I really like the way she thinks and her artistic mind. Tessa Gray, Starkweather, Herondale, Carstairs. I think Tessa might be my favorite female in all the Shadowhunter Chronicles. And Tessa is great. She loves to read, and she's really smart. I feel like she'd be a Ravenclaw. And Emma Carstairs. Thank goodness she only has one last name. Oh, Emma. She's like the female Jace, except better. Emma. I guess I'm going with Emma. Point to TDA. Next, we have favorite Herondale. We've got Jace, Herondale, Leyland, Morgenstern, Lightwood, Herondale. He's not gonna win. Why does everyone love him so much? I think he's a jerk. I don't get it. I don't get it. I love you, Jace. I really do, but I also hate you. Then we have Will Herondale, and I love Will. Like, people will probably be thinking, how do you hate Jace but love Will? Well, I don't hate Jace. I can't say I love Will and then I don't like Jace. I can't say that, can I? And then we've got Kit Herondale. I really like Kit because he's a lot different from other Herondale. I think his time to shine is gonna come into Wicked Powers more. I love Will a lot, and I read Infernal Devices first, so it's gotta go to Will Herondale. Now we have this wonderful question. Favorite love triangle? Can you tell I'm excited for this one? Can you tell? In TMI, we've got Clary, Jace, Simon. I forgot that they were a love triangle. Tessa, Will, Jem, iconic. From TDA, we got Emma, Julian, Mark, Christina, Kieran, however you say his name, Diego. Does TDA have a love triangle going on? This is really painful, okay. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Tessa, Will, Jem. The best villain, the Magister from TID, I barely remember him. Who would you consider the villains of TDA to be? Because I feel like they're constantly changing. Okay, but TDA is not gonna win. No one cares about the villains of TID, we just care about Tessa, Will, Jem. So no, Valentine or Sebastian, well, they're both in TMI, so TMI wins. The best first book. City of Bones, it's not my favorite. I don't think it ever will be. Clockwork Angel. The first few chapters are kind of weird. Once you get into it, it's quite good. Then we have Lady Midnight, the first TDA book. We didn't have to learn the world again because we already know it. Emma's born in the Shadowhunter world. I think this was a really strong setup. The City of Bones was full of predictable twists and everything. And Clockwork Angel, again, we had to learn the world. So Lady Midnight wins. Best female sidekick. So we have Isabel Lightwood, Cecily Herondale, or Christina Christina. I don't like using the term sidekick for any of these characters because they are not sidekicks. Cecily is so underrated and I don't understand it. Cecily was the OG Isabel Lightwood. And then we have Izzy, and I do love Izzy a lot. She's like one of my top Mortal Instrument characters. I don't think Izzy is a sidekick. If anyone's Clary's sidekick, I think it's Simon. And then we have Christina, who is Emma's best friend, so I guess she's more appropriate for a sidekick, but Christina is not a sidekick either. I kind of want to say Cecily just because she's so underrated, but I think I'm going to go with Christina for this one. Better setting, New York Institute, London Institute, or Los Angeles Institute. Oh, I hate this one. All three of these locations are very different, and I think that's one of the great things about the Shadowhunter Chronicles, that each series is set in a very different location. I remember reading Mortal Instruments after Infernal Devices, and I was like shocked at first. I was like, this doesn't feel the same at all. And I'm like, that's because it's a different series. It's so awesome how Cassie manages to make each series set in this universe feel so completely different. I love all three settings a lot, but I kind of like New York the best. I gotta go with TMI. have Best Last Book. We have City of Heavenly Fire, the Last Mortal Instruments book, Clockwork Princess, the last Infernal Devices book, and Queen of Air and Darkness, the last Dark Artifices book. I feel like Queen of Air and Darkness was kind of anticlimactic, longer than it needed to be, and not enough TDA in TDA. Too much Wicked Power setup, too much TMI characters. No, too much. We have Clockwork Princess with Tessa on the cover. It's so good, but it just has this depressing vibe to it. I love City of Heavenly Fire so much. I do think some parts drag on too much setup, just like my problems with TDA, but there are parts that I do love. But overall, the best written conclusion definitely is Clockwork Princess. Point to TID. Finally, we have Best Epilogue. This epilogue irritated me a lot. I was just reading it and I was like, why? Why do we need this? The City of Heavenly Fire epilogue, I feel like, went on and on and on. It was really enjoyable and cute. And then we have the Clockwork Princess epilogue, and again, it goes on and on and on, but it was definitely much more emotional and I think better than Heavenly Fire. And that was the Mortal Instruments versus the Infernal Devices versus the Dark Artifices. Which one won? I didn't keep track. I hope it was the Infernal Devices. That one's my favorite. I feel like I threw so much shade at the Dark Artifices, but really it is a good series and I would recommend it. Thank you for watching. My name's LJ and I love the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Yes, I like Will and I don't like Jace. Leave me alone!